Wow, what a rollicking little fun trip this is. It reminds me, and I hate to compare movies, but it reminds me a lot of Bridesmaids.
I'll
Just
take it.
yeah.
That's one that was one of our comps when we were discussing it in pre-production. So I'm glad it's coming across.
Heidi,
Yeah,
where did the idea spring from?
It actually sprung from a real divorce party that I went on in, I think it was 2018, but we went up to Napa Valley and, we just had a lot of drinking fun, but then it kind of put that idea in my head of, oh, maybe there's something there about a divorce party and friends. And so then it just kind of spiraled from there.
And Desiree, wow, are you a born comic? I mean, have you loved comedy all your life?
that's so sweet. Kind of, yeah. I started in the theater, but I guess I've always just had a very sarcastic way of responding to things. Or, when there's tragedy, such as a divorce, you just got to laugh at it. That's the only way to get through, I think, sometimes.
I'm exactly the same way. That's why I think, there's a lot of people that identify with your character and how she responds to all of the stimuli around her. And the cast is just spot on. What an amazing group of ladies you both got to work with. You as a director, Heidi, and you as their scene partner,
Yeah.
Desiree. Was there a big casting process for this, Heidi?
Oh yeah, there was a big casting process, and it was a delicate balance. Once you lock in someone, then there were a lot of people in the running, and it was a lot of people with a lot of great credits and things, but it came down to chemistry, and so the first person besides Desiree that I wanted to lock in was Isabella, because I think
Yeah.
she had the big scene with Zan, and I just knew that if that person was right, then I could find funny people to pepper in the other three. But once we got Kimia Bapornia on board, I was like, I think this will be great. So it all kind of came together, and then it's easier to lock other people in once those first couple are in place.
And it's not just about the funny; it's about the relationships and the
Yeah.
camaraderie and the bizarreness of this whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
And Desiree Zan is such a great character. I imagine that characters like her don't come around every day.
100%. That's what really drew me to this script. And when me and Heidi were first talking, I was really excited to play a lead that I also hadn't seen a lot. That's like a female that's conflicted and complex and flawed and messy and throwing money in the fire and lying and, and doing anything she can to try to get through this part of her life and pushing people away and then coming out the other side a better person and really funny too.
Yeah.
And getting thrown into the strip club with Ajax. I mean, that's one of my favorite scenes in the world too. We just had a blast. So yeah, it was an absolute dream to get to kind of bring all the chops that I've been working on over the years. And then, like you were saying, to get to work with Rue and Sarah and Michelle and Kimia, it was just like a masterclass in comedy also. So it was the best thing ever.
There is a wonderful thing that you do in the film that I really appreciated. It reminds me so much of great comedians like Jack Benny or Jack Guilford, where instead of going for the look or the obvious, you pulled back and kind of gave it just that kind of deadpan look at the audience, basically, that, one of those things. And it works so well in this
Thank
because we know
you.
what you were thinking.
Thank you. Yeah, it was really, I think I discovered too, or we discovered along the way that like Zan is kind of the anchor at most points, which is cuckoo bananas to say because there is just with so much else going on. She kind of is the anchor for a lot of the film. So that led me to that it was like, okay, as long as I stay grounded and yeah, and not like reveal all of my cards, if it's just that little me thinking it or having that in my eyes, and I'm so glad that that came across. That means a lot. Thank you.
Heidi, is there a moment as director writer where you just allow them to go off script and riff?
I mean, I wish we could have done more improv, but we were shooting single camera coverage, And so because of that, we had all talked and it was like, okay, I want you guys to like feel empowered. If you have alternative lines or if you want to try something, let's do it. But let's do it in the rehearsal process so then we can decide and pick those lines together, because then when we were actually filming it, we had to shoot it very specifically because I was only getting single coverage, and so they couldn't they couldn't riff, like a Bill Murray and just kind of do whatever. Like we did kind of have to lock in those choices.
And Desiree, are you laughing through the whole thing? Are you, I would imagine there's a lot of stuff on the cutting room floor, so to speak, that we
Yeah.
can't see.
Yeah, I mean, it was just so much fun. And once again, all of us together and working off of each other, it was just like magic. And what you were saying with the improv, we did a little here and there. We had alts. I'm thinking back to the spa scene. Like, one of my favorite moments is the singing bowl, because that was an in the moment decision where I was like, well, why not sing into the singing bowl if we're having a cathartic moment? And then the girls, but no one knew that we were going to do, or I didn't even know I was going to do that. And then just getting to work off of the girls was just like hilarious. So we had all their reactions. We had all these different fun alts there. So yes, we were pretty much laughing through the whole thing, except for the sad scene.
Heidi, talk to me about the day that you got the phone call from, is it Gravitas that
Oh yeah, Gravitas is our distributor. I mean that when you make a movie that that is already an accomplishment, but then you want people to see it, and so it was like, oh my gosh, I it was just I was overwhelmed, honestly. Like I don't even have the words. It was a really really great feeling, and it was like, oh, we did it, like we were able to get distribution, like it, because that's really the ultimate goal, is
that really
get as
is,
many people to see it.
and it validates you, not only
Yeah.
as a director but as a writer, and of course your cast. It
Yes.
validates everyone that this is well worth seeing.
Yes, exactly. And so please see it.
uh, Desiree, what do you think audiences are going to take away from watching My Divorce Party?
Well, we hope, just like you were saying, that it reminds them of Bridesmaids, because I feel like there's still not enough female fun ensemble comedies out there. Like, it blows my mind that there are only like a handful that you think back to even the past decade. So,
And they all seem to star Jane Fonda for some reason.
Yeah.
who I also love. We can have her for My Divorce Party too. So that number one, more female ensemble comedies, please. And then yeah, I hope again that it's a subject matter that's not really talked about a lot, or I haven't seen divorce be put in a comedy light and that spin on it. Someone that has divorced parents, someone that grew up with that. So I hope people seeing the film go, okay, you know what? I don't have to just have a miserable experience and a hard time of my life. Like, I can turn that into a positive in some way and laugh about it.
And it really does the trick on that. I think that Hallmark has a whole line of divorce cards now. It's a very bizarre world.
I mean, the odds, 50-50 odds. So
if not, this is for your premiere. Just hand out cards.
Yeah.
That's a great idea. I did not have divorce party cards.
Heidi, I you know what I hope for this film is I hope women go see it in groups, and
yes, I hope so too.
I hope they serve wine at those theaters, because that would also make it a night a girls' night out.
Exactly. Yes, I hope so. I hope people see it with friends, and I hope you can like rib each other and be like, "That's you."
Desiree, what's your next project? Are you auditioning? Are you doing stuff?
Yes, auditioning always. But yeah, me and actually one of our producers from My Divorce Party, we're working on a short film called The Blue Diamond. That's a dark horror, but also some comedy, of course, because you never get away with without comedy if I'm involved. So we're in post for that now. And then yeah, we'll see what's next.
And Heidi, how about you? I know that you're busy as an editor always. You're just doing all kinds of stuff. What's your next project?
Yeah, so I am I have a couple of projects that are in development that are we'll see. But the next project that I'm hoping to direct is also based on a script that I wrote called Minnesota Miracle, and so probably pretty soon in the summer, I'll go out and kind of see if there's any interest from potential investors to get that off the ground and get the next one cooking.
Everybody's selling. Everybody's out there just knocking on doors, and I'm so glad you got this done because it was a laugh riot. It really was.
Oh, well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
And I appreciate your time, ladies. Thank you so much. And again, my divorce party, is it going to be going into theaters or streaming right away?
It will go into streaming. So first it'll be on paid video on demand, and you
Cool.
can get that on iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Prime, YouTube, Spectrum, Infinity, AT&T, anywhere you can basically buy movies online. And then hoping for streaming in the fall.
Oh, good, good.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
then also, if it comes out before May 1st, we have a premiere in LA at the Beverly Hills Film Festival. We
How
are
cool.
opening night there.
Well, I'm so proud of you both, and thank you for allowing me to talk to you today.
Thank you so much, Tony. We appreciate it.
Bye
Thank
bye. You guys have a
Tony.
great day.
You too.
Thank you.